Right now, yep, we've got the man, Dave Hester, on the phone. Dave, good morning.
Yeah.
I've been waiting for that all morning. People love you, too. They've been texting in on our Cellular Plus text line here asking about you, and Dave's my favorite. He's such a badass. He makes those other guys dread him. People love you, and they love the show. What's the general response you get from the public? When you meet people that watch the show, do most of them love you? Do most of them hate you? What's their feeling towards you?
Well, in public, I mean, everybody's usually pretty nice, and as I'm traveling around, you know, they don't call me by my name. It's always, yep. I'll be walking through a store, and I just hear that echoing throughout the entire store, which is kind of complimentary, so I appreciate it, and I like it.
That's cool. What's the story here with the show, Storage Wars? How did it come to be? I mean, you've been doing this business and, you know, going to storage units and buying them for years, right?
Yes.
And so how did the show come about? I mean, how did they get you guys together? Was there like a casting call? Did they approach you personally? How'd that work out?
Well, I mean, originally, I think the producers of this show just showed up at an auction that I was at and that Dan, the auctioneer, was doing. And after the auction, they came and approached him and had a chat with me, and it kind of moved on from there. But I think generally what all these networks do, or the production companies, is they just find an interesting subject matter, and then they go to try to find a personality that kind of fits what they want to do with it. Because, I mean, whether you're out there hunting alligators or crab fishing or whatever, you still have to have somebody that has somewhat of a personality.
Yeah, definitely. Do you add anything to your personality for the show to make it a little more exciting? Do you take anything over the top, or is this just really who Dave Hester is all the time?
This is who Dave Hester is at storage auctions.
I see. So you're not sitting around the house like when your wife asks if you want a sandwich saying, yep!
I'm starting to a little bit more, but I didn't used to.
Good. Somebody on our text line wants to know what you really think about Jared.
You know, I mean, it's hard to soar with the eagles when you're surrounded by turkeys.
I can imagine. What do you, on this show, I want to know, is there ever, I understand the business and how it works of, you know, cutting the lock and seeing what's inside and bidding on the unit, but is there, I have a feeling that sometimes to make it more exciting for TV, they put items, you know, that are super crazy into kind of a lame storage unit to make it more exciting. Is that, can you confirm or deny one way or the other that the lockers are sometimes messed with for the sake of TV?
No, I wouldn't be part of that if that was the situation. I mean, you know, obviously I know what's happening with me, and just your ability to know what's in there, the experience level of the years of doing this is going to make you make good choices, you know, because there's a lot of bad choices out there. And what most people don't understand is you see us bidding on these units, but there may be, you know, up to 30 or 40 or 50 of these rooms out there that day of the auction, and a lot of other people buy units. We're obviously going to try to buy the best ones out of those 30 or 40 or 50. At least I am. I'm not coming away with the worst unit out of that many for the day. I'm going to come out with the best unit of that day. And those don't make the air because the show is not about those other individuals. It's about us. So exactly. Just a good eye, and you're going to get good merchandise.
What's the deal? I'm sure I saw the special where you guys were all kind of sitting around the poker table just talking about the seasons. And, you know, they talked about how more and more people have obviously started to hunt for these storage units now that the TV show is on. Is it really... I mean, back in the day, I'm sure it was kind of a small group of people, you know, that went in and you could get some good stuff and everybody kind of knew the system. Now you probably got a bunch of wahoos, you know, with a few $100 bills in their pockets trying to go in and be a part of this thing and just assuming that everything's filled with gold coins or something. Is there still a way to get a good deal, or is it just too saturated now?
No, there's great deals still out there. It totally reminds me of the poker industry here, because how often do you watch a World Series of Poker and find a guy that got entered into an internet winning that he got his entry fee paid for. He ends up at the final table. He's been doing this for a year or so and ends up winning the gold chain. You know, it's the same thing in our business. You can be a new guy. You open up the right box, bam, there's $100,000 worth of stuff.
That's
true. Because there's beginner's luck, dumb luck, plain luck. You know, and just somebody's going to get lucky constantly.
Do you think, I mean, what's the possibility, I mean, like to start a legitimate business in this thing? I mean, you've been doing it for so long, but is there room for more people to get in and do this as like a full-time job, or is that, do you think you guys there's enough of you guys doing that?
No, there's always room for more. And in fact, I'm going to be coming out with some educational information products, sharing my knowledge with the people, how to find the units, how to go to the best one, how to put you in the right place at the right time, and how to avoid a lot of mistakes. And every inside secret will be shared with you at that time.
Oh, interesting. And is that, so there's nowhere to get that yet? That's coming in the future here?
That'll be the next 30 to 60 days. Just follow me on yup.com with 3 U's.
All right, yup with 3U's.com. We're talking to Dave Hester from A&E's Storage Wars. I record it on the DVR every week. I love the show. You guys are so much fun, and it's fun to learn about the items and see how the whole business works and watch people get screwed over and make millionaires. Somebody on the text line wants to know if you've officially hit millionaire status in your profession.
Before I was even on the show.
There you go. So there is money to be made in hunting in storage units. Dave Hester is the man, and you can check him out tonight. The season finale on A&E of Storage Wars airs at 8 o'clock here. If you haven't seen it, I encourage you to check it out. And if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. So, Dave Hester, thank you so much for joining us, my man. And if you're ever up in Montana, let's go hunt for some lockers together.
Yeah.
All right. See you, Dave. Have a good one, man.
Alrighty, thank you.
The Big J Show. Weekday mornings from 6 till 10 on Billings' #1 hit music station, Hot 101.9.